let's try this again. Third, fourth, I don't know how many times I've done this now. Let's begin. What is up, everybody? We are doing a no-death run, and if I can spell, I am, we're just doing this. Indeed, I'm not doing this again. So, this is going to be a different no-death run. The whole thing about it is going to be, I am going to be using Deprived. I will have absolutely no magics, no sorceries, no pyromancies, none of that. The whole gist of the game is I can't level up either. So I have to stay deprived the entire game. No sorceries, no magic power at all. I can use rings, I can use armor, I can use any shield, any weapon that I can actually use that this character will allow. But that's the rule. Those are some of the rules for this no-death run. The reason that I'm making this so difficult is because I'm going to attempt to do a no-death run on Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, and Elden Ring. The main goal of all of this, and I really can't stress this, is going to be the fact that out of all the Dark Souls stuff, out of everything we're doing, the hope is to beat it all. But I have to make Dark Souls 1 the hardest to do of a no-death run, because Dark Souls 1 is the game I played way too much, I know too much, and it's very simple. At least in my mind, I know where to go, I know how to do things, I know parries, I know more or less what everything's going to happen. I thought it was closer than that was. I ain't perfect by no means. That's kind of the gist of this. That's why I'm doing a no-death run. I've never done a no-death run, and I wanted to attempt it. But I wanted to do it with my style, with my challenge, with just something my buddy decided to give me. Because I wanted a challenge. I wanted a run that's going to give me actual turmoil, actually a fight, actual stress. Something that's going to make the game just a tad bit more of Dark Souls, I guess, because for me, Dark Souls itself is not that difficult. The hardest thing about Dark Souls and any of the games is not knowing what you're doing. Once you know what you're doing, the game becomes relatively easy. And by contrast to this, what I want to make clear is I've done other levels, other runs, like the level 1 run, where you literally only are a pyromancer, you can only be level 1. So nothing in that sense is really difficult once you've done a solo level 1 run. But I've also done just a naked run. That took me 6 months. Sadly, I don't have the recording of that, and I will, oh my lord, I will not be doing that again if I can help it. Because a naked run is just a massive problem. So this is a combination of those two runs, a naked run and a level 1 run. Except it's a deprived, and I at least can hit with far more force than this. This is just over, and over again. So that's a bit nice to actually be able to sit here and actually do some damage instead of sitting here trying to figure out when to hit, when to move, and when to step back. Because in Dark Souls 1, without any armor, without any shield, without any weapons, is a real pain in the rear. The nice thing is, at least in this run, I will have, I would say, a relatively better chance, because I can actually use rings. I can use shields, I can use a weapon. I'm actually very excited to do that with armor and stuff like that. And the not leveling up thing is going to be a problem, but I'm excited. I really am excited to see how this goes. So far, I have tried recording this a handful of times, and for some reason the recording doesn't go. Something's going on. I just want to show you the stats. Everything's even. Obviously, there's nothing you can really do about that. It's all 11. I am level 6, so it's whatever. But as a deprived, it's going to be a little more difficult because everything's so bloody even. Nothing is there's no stat higher than the other. There's no advantage to Deprived. Actually, I feel like Deprived is if you really want to start off with a difficult character, this is the one to do it with. I think Dark Souls 3 actually did the Deprived as level 1, and Elden Ring did Deprived as level 1 as well. But for the other games, we will not be doing this kind of handicap on myself to where I am on Dark Souls 1. Because the reason is simply I have way too much knowledge in Dark Souls 1 where it seems unfair to me to do a no-death run with all the stuff I know. I'm not going to sit here and pretend and act like, oh, I'm going to have this beat, I'm going to do this, and just go through the game like it's no problem. There's going to be challenges. There's going to be issues. There's going to be problems. I can see it already. I know it's coming. But it should be fun. I honestly am excited to see how this turns out. And for now, we're just going to roll the punches. So right now, you can see me just kind of run through the graveyard, going through, grabbing souls, grabbing stuff that I need. I could just run back here because I don't need this Y-hander. I'm not picking up this I don't really need this Y-hander. There's no sense for me to actually pick it up, so I'm not going to. But I'm going to pick all the zombies, all the skeletons. I was thinking zombies. I've been playing too much Black Ops. But we're going to pull all the skeletons to the best of our ability out and about, bring them with us, try to get as many of them with us as we can. And the reason we're doing that is over yonder. We can go right here to this ledge. We can put a soul, go right here, sit right here, and just kind of let them fall. That was kind of the hope. The rest of the bonfire, we got a few extra souls. Super nice. So next we're going to go moving up. Gonna go back up there, back where the crow is, and grab ourselves the other souls that we missed. Normally I grab the souls at the same time, but I wanted extra souls, so can't kill the skeletons outright, so might as well just make sure that they can't move. Gravity is something in Dark Souls that even I cannot defeat. So I really am hoping this run, that this entire situation with Dark Souls will be a lot of fun for you guys to watch. I hope you guys will actually be entertained. I'm hoping for countless of things to go right. I really am. But I have absolutely no idea. Not a clue how everything's going to run. So we'll see. We are going to see. So my main focus right now is just hoping and praying. We're going to see. Run all the way through. So you're going to see me go through paths that aren't normally the paths that you want to use for playing Dark Souls. Obviously, we're going to go through the back way around the ruins all the way to the Valley of Drakes. That is my biggest plan, is because I want to grab the Grass Crest Shield immediately. I want to get as much of my armor, weapons, and shield as quickly as possible, as fast as possible, without too much headache. And the sad reality is this game can give you a lot of headache if you are not prepared. And it's pretty easy to lose yourself where you're at, what you're doing, if you let it. But the main focus is, especially if you're playing Dark Souls, is staying calm, relaxed, and trying not to panic roll so much. But I can see that going to happen for me. I can almost guarantee you there's going to be times where I'm just like, panico, run, move. I'm going to yell. There's going to be some time. I can guarantee there's going to be a struggle. But as of right now, this is just going to be me collecting stuff, going through, grabbing all the gear, maybe having a boss fight or two. We'll see how time permits. And go from there. Right now, everything's just going to be a lot of fun. Just kind of go through and make sure everything's situated where we need it. But yeah. So here we go, the first challenge of this series. This is going to make or break the run. These drakes right here, one zap from that lightning is all it takes for my little Deprived to get chopped up, because it stuns you it kills you in a heartbeat. So we want to keep running. We don't want to stop. We don't want to quit, because if we stop, we are more likely to get hit with lightning or their melee attack, which is a whole other issues we don't want to deal with. So my main focus right now is just going through and opening up everything we can, making sure that all that stuff's taken care of, and just moving on. I mean, genuinely, the hardest thing about a no-death run, I feel, is getting to the end. Like, that is, I guess, the hardest part about any no-death run or any challenge is just getting to the end and doing it, properly. But this is going to be a whole nother run where it's got to be, I have to be patient. Like, anything unpatience-wise is going to get me killed. And in this case, that Black Knight was, for the first time, actually got me screwed up. Yeah, we'll get it back. I am really hoping that my knowledge of Dark Souls transfers back into this, because I feel rusty. Like, I genuinely feel really rusty playing this. I've attempted this 3 other times with different audios, different recordings, but for some reason, something came up with the recording where it didn't fully go, the mic's not fully there. Something was happening where it was just like, no. So, the fact of the matter being, like, nothing wanted to work was frustrating me. I was about to just stop, so we're going to see and hope for the best here. But yeah, Black Knight down. Super easy. Now we have a Grass Crest Shield for our stamina regeneration. Definitely necessary. So, I want to give give you guys a heads up about some of the fights that are gonna give me problems, because I know people are probably wanting to understand, like, okay, well, who do you think is going to be your biggest fight, your biggest trouble in all this? And I can say this for certain: there are 3 fights that I have talked about time and time again that I can almost guarantee are going to be a huge issue, that are going to be my problem, that are going to be something I can definitely see as a whole fight in itself. So Manus, the Father of Chaos, or the Father of the Abyss, I'm sorry, if I can say his name right, it's the Father of the Abyss. I can see him being my biggest foe, because Manus has always been difficult, even on my main runs, on my main accounts, on my main things. I know he is going to be the biggest pain in my rear. I can see him being a huge issue. And then there is obviously going to be the Hellkite Drake, or not the Hellkite, Calamite, I'm sorry. So I'm trying to remember the dragons. Usually the dragons are a pain in the rear. I can see Calamite being a huge hindrance as well, because Calamite in himself is just a difficult fight. I don't think Calamite's going to be extremely impossible. Obviously, he is a difficult fight, but I don't see him as impossible. I see him as a roadblock for sense. And finally, the Bed of Chaos. And only because of the gravity, I want to make that very clear, is it only takes one death. It only takes one screw up. It only takes one fall. It only takes one mistake. And you've lost your entire run, no matter what you've been doing. So my entire focus is just to get through as much of the game as possible in one run, see what happens, and hope for the best. I do not plan on beating the game in this run. I want to make that extremely clear from the get-go, because yes, I am good. I know I have what it takes, but there is still a lot of rust that needs to come off. And I say rust because the last time I did my naked run, when I did the naked run, the soul level 1 run, when I did these high intensity runs, it took me 6 months for the naked run. It took me a long while to do a soul level 1 run. But the thing about those runs is you could die. You could die over and over and over again. It wouldn't be a problem. This run is, if you die, you have to reset the entire thing. So there's a level of challenge that I am not prepared for, that I am not 100% sure I can do. And I'm okay with that. I actually am hoping that there's going to be challenges, there's going to be boss fights that I'm going to struggle with. I want to see this through the end. So the whole main objective right now is just to see how far can I get with what I have my knowledge, my skill, and just some pure luck, if possible. So, all these things, all these factors, all these problems, we're going to see. I don't know how everything's going to work out, but we're going to go from there. So I want to make abundantly clear on one extra thing is glitches. I will not be using any glitches that give me souls, that give me humanity. Anything that is just broken like that will not be used. I will, however, be using travel glitches, basically things to help me traverse the game to areas that you normally can't reach, just a little bit early to help out and make the game just a tad bit faster. And just because this is what I would do in a normal run, this is what I'm going to do here. I see absolutely no reason not to do glitches. Now, there's going to be probably some people who are like, well, why'd you do glitches? Why couldn't you do it this way or that way? I enjoy one thing over the other. So we're going to see. I hate not having it when I start +5. I really don't like not having, like, like, weapon. I'm so used to having my claymore, having my spells and stuff like that to go through the game. It's kind of funny to sit here and be like, well, I can do this. The fact I can use a claymore, but I probably won't through this run, is gonna probably bug me the most, because I know that I can. It's just a matter of fact the level requirement for it is going to be required 2 hands, and I don't feel like not being able to parry or having to parry and then switch. And in some cases, when you're surrounded by multiple enemies, you don't want to sit there and have to worry about, oh, am I going to be able to do this? Am I going to be able to pull this off on time? So on and so forth. There's so many things, so many factors that just definitely worry me. But we'll see. We will definitely play it out and hope for the best. So I don't really have a lot to talk about. Usually I can talk a lot about everything and anything, but I don't know what to really talk about. I don't know what you guys want to hear, what you guys want me to talk about, other than the fact of just kind of going through and bashing the living crap out of the hollows, making sure they understand that their place is the grave. But I guess my main focus on talking points are just kind of going through and explaining what I'm doing. So my main point of clearing out this area was to kill as many hollows as possible, kill the hollows in here so I can move on to the next part. So the thing about this area of the Undead Burg is down below there is that metal fangboar right there. Well, underneath him there's a hollow that is going to run and close this gate back here, and you can't get through there without going back underneath there. And it travels all the way up here, having to run all the way back. We're doing this a little backwards just because there's another number of helps with it. But we're going to take care of all these guys before we do anything else, because I don't want anything to do with these guys if I can help it. Oh, fudge. I made a mistake. Run! Oh, I slipped and fell. Dang it. It is okay. We shall survive. Oh my goodness, that was a first. I've never had that happen, but I got a little too cocky. That is Dark Souls. Tread lightly. I talk all this crap and it almost kicked me in the butt for it. This is also why we killed off all those hollows, to make sure that these guys would, be dead with. So now the alluring skulls, we're going to throw right here in this fire. We're going to deal with fangboar like that. And one of the guys apparently just he straight ran into the fire. It's one thing for the boar to run into the fire, okay, but the fact that he did it was hilarious to me. Didn't do nearly enough damage. I'm not going to use fire bombs on that. I thought it was going to be like fireball, because fireball does a lot of damage. But, you know, we're not wizards. We just people. So now the Fang Boar should run to the fire. Yep, right to the fire. My whole focus was just to bring this guy down. There's that. And trying to see where the other... There's a archer. Right here. And that would just suck. Feel bad for that boar. But it tried to kill me, so thought I'd listen. Alright, so we're going to open that back up, and then we're going to come back down here in just a moment, because we need to grab... We really just need to open that up. That's all I want to do is open it up so we can run back and forth. And then we're going to run over to the Hellkite Drake. Oh, I didn't know you were in here. Well, you're in my way. So we want to run to that bridge and go from there. Oh yeah, we have armor we can put on. We don't have to... There we go. We have leggings. We have a whole set of pants. Better. Much better. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I didn't remember to put those on. Sitting there looking at literally beef jerky skin, and it's starting to frustrate me. It's like, when are we going to put armor on? And then I forgot I have armor. Dimmy. So, this should be fun, honestly. So, and bang. Basement key. We don't have 7,000 souls yet. We haven't even gotten a single Tynet shard. But we have the souls we're going to use to get it. So before I continue on, I want to level up the mace. Or the Morningstar mace, I'm sorry. I want to make it +5. Just to deal with the rats, to deal with everything else that's going to be coming with us. So, it is my goal. I'm going to kill this guy up here as well. Just ADHD running through its mess. And it's dead. And the first Tynet shard. Beautiful. And we should have enough to level it up without using any more souls. I'm going to try to keep as many souls on me as possible for frequency purposes, because I don't want to think I have... I mean, we're not planning on dying, so there's no really any worry to have those on me. But for me, I just like to have the physical souls for some reason. I can't form into words what I'm actually thinking of using them for or what I'm keeping them for, other than the fact of just knowing that I have extras if necessary. But I have no clue. I generally have no idea what I'm doing. I'm so used to thinking of like, oh, if I die, you know, kind of situation. But I'm not going to die. I don't plan on actually ending my situation in the slightest if I can help it. So, again. Here we go. So let's try again. Keep moving forward. So we're not racing to the bonfire yet. We have plenty of Estus flasks to go through. Let's try it. back to it. Okay. Sorry about that. Just had to make sure my thing was recording. I was getting bothered that it wasn't recording. So, yeah, recording. Beautiful. Alright. So, now we're back. I'll just split. I'm going to have to make sure those two get combined. But, in any case, yeah, I had paranoia that the video wasn't recording. I was like, okay, we're going to make sure of it before we go do anything else. Alright, let's go. Let's see what you got. And, alright, exactly what I was hoping for. Alright, so we're just going to run all the way through here. So there are two things I want to make very clear. The rats down below, if I scoot down the ladder, they will all attack me at once. I'll get poisoned. Going to probably die. Same thing with the Black Knight upstairs. If I run up these stairs, he going to try to kill me. I won't have a chance. We'll die. So, we're just going to slowly and very carefully, just nice and cautious, so when he does something like this, we can actually hold our own, instead of getting a slam down from the get-go being underneath him. Because we do not want him to slam down while we're on those stairs back there, because I can't parry him. It's not possible to parry him like that. But if I can parry him when he's right when we're on the same level, no issues. Hey look, the Black Knight Greatsword. Too bad we won't get to use it. How sad. Actually, it's kind of frustrating. It would have been more upsetting if I would get the Black Knight Halberd when I know I can't use it. That's one of my favorite weapons in this game, is the Halberd. It's actually a glaive, but you know the game calls it a Halberd, so you know, it is a Halberd. Come on, drop humanity. Dang it. I was hoping. Alright. Next, this guy. Alright. Simple is as simple does. So you may be asking why I went all the way the back way to get up here if I literally was just going up to here. What was the point of it all if I was just going up here? So the point of this was, first and foremost, I didn't want to activate the Hellkite Drake. I wanted no part of him yet because, quite literally, I wanted to grab the stuff for free. I didn't want to have to, you know, fight through the tourist, the tourist demon, without any kind of upgrade. I wanted to come here and make sure I was already set up and moving forward. So I usually don't come here until after I go through the game. This spot I've actually left alone for a long while besides the merchant. Like, I usually, in my most of my gameplays, I don't touch the tourist demon. I can leave him completely alone and be like, I don't need you, I don't want you, I have no purpose for you. But this area I come through and just kind of skip it. I have no point to be here besides maybe Havel, but I go through Havel through for the back end, using instead of having to use the Watchtower to go down, I use the Darkroot Basin and move forward that way. But other than that, I mean, I've got 76 fire bombs. Let's see. I need to check this. Hey, look at that. That's exactly what I was hoping for. So the reason I'm looking at the spears, because this is going to come in handy later. Remember that for the Mr. Mousecatool. No, it really will be helpful later. Not that exact spear, but we will be going for a spear later. And if you know the game, if you played the game, you probably know what I'm talking about. But it's Incense Fortress, a lightning spear, and it's going to be very difficult at the beginning to get it. So from here, I am quite literally going to go back down here, down to Undead Burg, not Undead Burg, but the lower Undead Burg. Because right now we're in the Undead Burg as itself. Firelink is literally right over here by this wall, right across from this wall. And the Hellkite Drake is right here. And as long as we don't go too far, we want to activate the animation. I just want to make that clear. But now we can go do what we actually did, what we set out to do without the Hellkite Drake being in the way before we go any further. But yeah, as long as we stay away from the Hellkite Drake, the actual activation of him, we can do this, which is what I want to do. I want to get up here and run around and get to quite literally this. The only people we have to worry about right now are these three here, because they are the most dangerous for my collection. So this stops the Hellkite Drake from getting me, completely keeps him from attacking me. We get the Claymore, like I said, my favorite weapon. I would love to be using it for this playthrough, but again, I don't know if I will actually set out to use it. Because we can use it, it's just, yeah. Two hands. I love the Claymore for this reason, just for the spinning attack, the fact that it just goes just like that. Super easy, super simple. Great thing here. But yeah, I wanted no resistance from the Hellkite Drake at all. I wanted that Drake just to stay put. I didn't want to come through. I didn't have any. I want no problems with it. So we get the large soul of the lost undead, move forward. This is why I usually just avoid the Taurus demon altogether. Have no sense of purpose to even bother with him. And we're going to come over here and grab Solaire. I think it's kind of crazy. You look at the sun, like it's just insane. Solaire is just sitting here just admiring the insanity of the sun. And this is where we get summoning signs. Yay! Co-op is activated. Too bad we're playing offline. And the fact that I'm probably not going to summon him anyways. And you may be asking why? Well, I have no interest in doing the summons. I want to do this to the best of my ability without summoning it. I want to do this to the best of my ability without too much help. As much as I would love the help from the summons, because it is available, it's not that I don't, it's a rule that I'm going to, stay away from summons. It's just, I have this inkling that I don't want to use summons. That's all. Alright, now that we got what we want on the bridge, I have no reason to worry about this. So if the Hellkite Drake comes, which he will, we're back here. Not even a big thing. Now move this way. We just keep moving forward. Alright, let's move forward. So now you're going to get to see the very first of the traveling glitches. This is one I love to use just to not have to worry about the aqueduct, not have to sit there and fight it. So just going to immediately go and deal with that. It's literally right here. So gotta kill these guys off first though. It's like enough hollows to kill me off in a heartbeat. Who do you think is gonna win? Hollow versus hollow. Rubbish. Whee. I said we're just, this entire run is just grabbing stuff and moving forward. So far, so good. Alright, so this, you want to stay like this. Focus on getting over. Oop, I rolled too far. So when you're doing the travel glitch, all you want to do is just do this. Go up the ladder, stay put at the top. You don't want to move. And then you move just a little bit, and then roll onto the wall. Once you roll onto the wall, move over. And then you just keep walking forward, and then eventually you'll drop. Once you drop, you're over top of the aqueduct. On top of the aqueduct, you literally have a very small window to go through. You don't want to fall on the sides unless you're trying to get the capper, unless you're trying to do the capper skip, which is possible. I just don't remember how to do it. It's been so long, so I'm not going to pretend and act like I know how to do it. So once we've done that glitch, the travel glitch, we can just come over here and grab a hold of the actual gate and open it up. And from here we grab another soul and we can move down to Firelink. The reason I'm doing Firelink first, I'm going to go to Firelink, is because there is the Estus Flask. We want to get to 10 because we're going to fight the Capra Demon before I end this. Like, that is my entire goal, is to fight the Capra Demon now. Because he is either going to make or break this run. Because if we can't beat him, well, we're not going to be able to continue. We need to continue through the game to get the Very Large Emperor. My entire focus of this videos, like I was saying, is the initial, just getting the armor, getting the weapons, getting everything set up for the run ahead. And we're going to take on as little bosses as we can just to get that accomplished. But since one boss is in our way, we have to take him on. And the Capra would not be a problem if it wasn't for the fact that he's in such a tight-knit area. Actually, new players have a large problem with him because of the dogs, because of him. He is a pain in the rear for a lot of new players, but it is necessary if we fight him. Just need to do it. So from here, we're just going to rest the bonfire, and we're going to get our 10 Estus Flasks, and while we're down here, we're also going to get a reinforced Estus Flask, because we did grab our, Firekeeper Soul. So next, before we go fight Capra, because we need to do one more thing. And I'm just now realizing I may have very well screwed up and forgot to lower the elevator. Whoops. I was running through doing everything else and forgot to do the elevator. Not a problem. Not an issue at all. Gonna run all the way back. See, you think you're doing everything right, and you still screw up. It's all this overconfidence, I tell you. It just comes down to overconfidence. You think you're just doing everything right, and you're like, oh, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and this, and you forget one simple thing. You need the Ring of Favor protection. That's what I'm going for, and that's the purpose of this entire run back up there. Is to bring Lautrec back down here to Firekeep, and then and then from there will be gold. But it's just that initial bringing him back is a pain in the rear. That's all. So now we're running all the way back. Back through the Hellkite Drakes, back through the Drakes. I know I keep calling Hellkite Drakes because to me it's just one. There is literally only one Drake. And it's just frustrating, that's all. But I'm also, the reason I got the fire bombs is for the big guy over here. Since we don't have magic, and I'm not going to go over and melee the crap out of one of these things. Ain't going to happen. So what I'm going to do is go up here on this ledge. And fireball. exciting gameplay. The most exciting gameplay you've ever seen, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. We throw a firebomb, we back up. We throw a firebomb, we back up. And he can't hurt us because we're too high up. As long as we back up against the wall, we will not get hurt. But we have to remember to back up, because if we don't, it's going to make us fall. Maybe. Maybe we'll do this for 450. And one more. Bang. It is dead. Alright. Store a straight shield, straight sword, and the Dragon Crest shield. Dragon Crest shield is important for fire because it has the highest fire resistance. Very, very good. Alright. Let's keep moving forward. So, remember what I said about the Hellkite, about these drakes. Remember what I said about the drakes. One hit, even right now, will still be a problem. Now, the shield can definitely take a lot of the grunt. But even then, it's still, once it stuns us in that lightning, it's going to be game. So we got to be very cautious, very careful, and just run. Alright. Exciting. Yeah, I got nothing to say. I was sitting there trying to think of anything. Just bring up something. No idea. Just right now, we're in part just thinking about how I'm going to edit the video, thinking about like where to stop. I think once we get the ring for Lautrec, we'll stop the video here. We'll stop the video there, obviously, and then that'll be part 1. And I will record part 2 with the starting off with that fight. Like going to Capra Demon. That should be just kind of, that's where I'm at, that's where I think we should go. And that's kind of the gameplay. So we're going to see. But right now we just got to get to the trek so we can get our weapon, not our weapon, but our shield. Yeah. Our favor and protection. I've said weapon, I said shield, and I was just like, I need a ring. It's a bloody ring. What is wrong with you? Like I said, ADHD at its finest. Just everything but what it is. See, that also throws my parrying off, is knowing that I can't just straight, when I'm on the stairs, you can't just parry like you would normally, which is so frustrating. Alright, now I gotta be careful with this guy because one wrong move and he will turn me dead because that turning trident of his. So I'm just going to keep bringing him over here. And then let him attack. And he's dead. And the hollows still have their glow on them, but that's not a big deal. Just pull them out. Gotta be nice and slow about this, because if I rush this, it's one of these attacks that's gonna get me killed. Because they can do a lot of damage very quickly when they're buffed like that. As you can tell, yep. They aren't buffed now, so that didn't kill me, thankfully enough. But still, I got lucky, that's all. Yep. Just because they're not buffed does not mean they do not do damage. This is why we got our SS Flask to 1, so we can use way less SS Flasks. So these earlier runs are going to just be kind of slow and steady. I think it's like 2 will give me a full restore from anywhere. I'll have to do a double take on that, but I'm pretty certain it's 2 that'll do it. And then after that, I'll probably just use them for, I think 2 for right now. With Ring of Fire and Protection, I may need 3. But either way, once I've got pretty much a full restoration of Estus Flask from near death, I should be fine. But we will see. I'll probably just not use the souls for anything other than humanity. At that point, you can get like 6 in one run. You can't get 7 that I'm aware of from the get-go. So I can kill a Trek here, or we do it the easy way. And to be perfectly honest with you, as much as I want to show off the parrying of him and just knock him to the ground, I just want to end this video. So I'm just going to go to get the ring and be done. There's no point in me going and killing him from the get-go, killing him up here when I'm going to have to run back down there anyways just to mess with him. So, plus I really need to get the elevator down, so, because I will forget again. Because we still need to go get a Titanite slab for later. Like, these are things that are necessities. So no matter how you play it out, no matter what we do, no matter what happens, this is going to be a thing. So, yep. Alright, let's go. What should have taken like just a few seconds turned into a whole problem, just because I done forgot the elevator. Alright. So now we talk to him, we accept, and then kick him off. See you. Close it out. Loading save data. And we're gonna grab the humanity and the Ring of Fire Protection. Yeah. LeChuck was gonna kill her, but we saved her. So now we have more stamina, we have more health, all because of the Ring of Fire Protection. Super helpful to have, very important to use. And now we're gonna get our look. Alright guys, we're gonna end this here. And we'll call it from there. I'll see you guys in the next video. We're going to see what happens. Capra Team is next. Lego.